Good evening and good day, whatever time it is for you. I'm thankful that you're here. I'm looking forward to spending time with you. Hello, hello, welcome in, everybody. My name is Tara. I'm a peer support specialist, and I specialize in supporting people in recovery from substance misuse and also mental health conditions. We are on the heels of Kevin over at Kickin' Addictions Live this evening. That is what I do on Wednesday nights. I go live after Kevin over at Kickin' Addiction. He is a tough act to follow. I will be honest. I have really enjoyed the past few months following him up. And for a little while, I was working on having some sort of theme, some sort of plan for the stream, much like I do on Monday nights. Monday nights are very much planned. I think about them quite a bit. Wednesday nights are a little more improv. I pulled some points from Kevin's stream, and I've been having good luck with that in terms of inspiration, just listening to what he and people have to say, and then using inspiration or catching inspiration from him and his channel to share with you all. So if you are in the chat right now, welcome in, welcome in. Let me know who you are. Smash the like, the thumbs up on your way in. And I will just go ahead and jump right into my thoughts on Kevin's meeting. Maddie in the house. Well, I thought I was going to jump right in, but let me look at this comment. It looks quite substantial, and I always love your comments, Maddie. And Rachel. Hey, Rachel, nice to see you. Welcome in, welcome in. So, Maddie, we are all so different, yet we are not that different. We are different in ways. Okay, I'm going to start this over. It seems that I'm having technical difficulties with reading. I don't know, that's like an operator error or something, but I'm going to try this again. So we are all so different, yet we are not that different. We are different in the ways that we are not the same, and we are the same in the ways that we are not different. What the hell am I saying? Okay, so Maddie, I'm so glad that you ended that comment with what the hell am I saying, because I can't even talk now. Your comment got me all twisted. What did you just do to me, Maddie? I think what Maddie is trying to say is that we're all different and yet we're all similar. And I had similar thoughts. You know, we're all human. We all have blood pumping through our veins. We all have emotions, although some would debate that certain medications take away emotions. And I've certainly experienced that myself with mental health medications that I've tried, making me numb and not capable of feeling things. And that is not a good place to be. So we're all similar in the fact that we have this human condition, right? We all are on this earth and human, but we're all so different. No, there's nobody that's the same as me. Nobody that's the same as you. You are one of a kind. And I'm so glad you're here. I want to know what's going on with you. Tell me what's been going on since I saw y'all, probably on either Wednesday or Thursday. You know what I forgot to do, and perhaps there's somebody, a moderator, that could post a link to the Discord. If you are capable of helping me out with posting a link, I forgot to copy it so that I could paste it in before the stream. We have a rockin' meeting on Thursday nights. It's been super fun. It's been super fun, especially since we have been expanding. We've kind of like gone through a process where we pared down a little bit. It got really quiet, and then now we're expanding again. And it seems that we're building a different kind of meeting, not one like I have ever experienced before. It's a recovery meeting. It's not your typical recovery meeting, though. And I think if you join us tomorrow night, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. So if you are interested, Perhaps a link will be posted now. If it's not, then I will post it later on this evening. And it's at 6 o'clock. Lost my train of thought. This is going to be interesting, folks, because I'm having a hard time speaking, having a hard time thinking. All of a sudden, I've been fine all day. I've got some really good news to share with y'all. I think it might be why I feel a little bit all of a sudden out of sorts. My brain it's been so overwhelmed with good things the past couple of days. I'm so thankful. So we'll get into that. I'll make a note to share my life updates with y'all. But I want to get to the promised content so that the title is not misleading and I don't forget to to address what the title actually is. Doing dinner, listening when I can. Right on, Rachel. I'm so glad you're here. It's always nice to have you here. Morrison, much love, peeps. Hey, Mo, nice to see you. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm so glad you're here. Tala, hey, Tara and the gang. Yes, Tala, it's nice to see you always. Rachel just posted a link to that Discord. Thank you for doing that, boo. I appreciate you. So if you click on that link that Rachel just posted, it'll bring you to Rachel's server. And that is where we host, or that is where, yeah, we host a recovery meeting. It's newer. We're growing. We're trying to figure out what the heck we're doing there. So please join us and help us figure out which way is up. That's kind of how I feel about this YouTube channel. I'm like trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing here. But I'm having fun with it and I'm enjoying it. Artem in the house. Hey, Artem, I'm glad you made it here. Nice to see you, man. It was really nice to see you over in Kevin's stream. I've never seen you over there before, but that was a pleasant surprise. Thank you for joining us. Rev in the house. Hey, Rev, nice to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Rev, I just got to tip my hat off to you for a second and appreciate the questions that you've been asking me. You have really great questions that make me think, and I love questions that stop and make me think. So speaking of how different we all are, y'all are blessed with having the ability to ask the most interesting, thought-provoking questions that get me thinking and hopefully that get people in the chat thinking. And it helps facilitate great conversation, which I think we all enjoy. So if you've got any questions that you want to discuss with the group, with the chat, if you've got life updates, something that you need some support with, anything at all. Like I was saying in the beginning, my specialty is recovery from substance misuse and also mental health conditions. But hey, we can talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about. I'm here for you. And Rev said, good evening, Tara. I'm always happy to see you. That's a really nice comment, Rev. Thank you for that. It's always nice to see you as well. Rev says, oh, I almost just repeated the same comment. Oh, folks. I'm in a very good mood, but my brain doesn't it seems to be shorting out a bit. So Rev, what is your advice on oh, and Rev even asked a question before I even said you asked great questions, Rev. So Rev has a question. What is your advice on overcoming rejection issues? Okay, so I am a mental health professional. I'm not actually trained to give advice, but what I can do with you is share my own lived experience and what has worked for me. So what has worked for me in overcoming rejection issues? Honestly, I am still a work in progress and I still at times feel rejected. That's the honest truth. What has worked for me to overcome some of those issues has been, first of all, journaling about it. That for a while, I haven't been as good at journaling lately, just to be honest with you. But if I'm having a very intense moment of feeling any kind of emotion, including rejection, journaling is a good way for me to get the feelings out if nobody's available to talk about it. I also like talking about it with people that I trust. Journaling, though, the advantage to journaling before talking with people is that then I can highlight themes that come up or things that are particularly difficult and bring them to my therapist. So it's not just journaling and then done. For me, it's journaling and then talk with my therapist. She has a PhD. She's really smart. I've been seeing her for about a year. She knows her stuff and is able to help me navigate emotionally challenging situations. What I've noticed, and she also is trained in EMDR, so we do EMDR to process feelings of rejection. We've done that before, literally for rejection and abandonment. She calls them my abandonment wounds, which is kind of sad. It's a little, it's like, oh, I can't believe I'm admitting that, but I'm not perfect. I have abandonment wounds. And EMDR has really helped to process those so that things don't affect me the way that they did before they were processed. So I hope that that helps answer your question. I think also I want to add something to that, and that would be that I just lost my train of thought. Oh my gosh. That's how it's going to be. Oh, okay, I remembered. I got it back. Lost it, caught it. Lifestyle. I almost lost it again. I'm just being honest. So, I'm going to take a drink of water because I think maybe I'm not hydrated enough. And then I could hydrate more. So good. Okay, so lifestyle. I think when we're happy with ourselves, when we're taking care of ourselves, for me anyways. I don't even want to say we because this might not be true for everybody, and I respect that. For me, when I'm taking really good care of myself, when I'm eating well and well connected to a support system and listening to a lot of music and my place is clean and tidy and my laundry is done, which I've got laundry, it's all laid out, but I have to put it away still. Today was laundry day for me. When I keep up on all of that stuff, self-care, meditation, prayer, for me personally, and it's not for everybody, but for me personally, those things help. All of those things that I just mentioned feed into me feeling better about myself, which also helps release feelings of rejection or what my therapist calls the abandonment wounds. So I hope that answers your question, Rev. That is how I personally deal with it. Again, I'm not perfect. I'm not free of it, but when those types of things do come up, those are my go-tos. Loyal Tangi in the house. Hey, Loyal, nice to see you. Welcome in. Kevin in the house. Hey, Kevin. Kevin says, I had the same problem speaking on today's stream. I think you did great. I think I already matched all of the word fumbles that you had. I just lost my train of thought twice within 30 seconds. So I think you did a great job, Kevin, as always. I love how y'all greet each other when people come in. It's really it's like a very supportive vibe, and I really appreciate every single one of you for being here. I haven't even touched the topic yet, but I'm gonna get caught up here and then we'll get to it. BSA girl. Bisa girl? Bisar girl? Is there an R in there? Bisar girl? I'm gonna call you B girl, if that's okay. Let me know if there's something else you'd like me to call you, or if you want me to use the whole username. I'm open to that. I'm new here, so can I ask what kind of mental health professional you are? Absolutely, 100%. So I am a peer support specialist. I am not trained to give mental health advice or guidance. I am trained to provide peer support, which means listening to what you have to say, listening to what you're going through, and then promoting self advocacy by understanding and supporting what your goals are, what you want to accomplish, and how you want to do that. Sometimes, for me, anyways, it's challenging to think about where I want to go, what I want to do. But if I'm talking about it with somebody, it's really helpful. So, again, not trained to give any kind of advice or guidance, but I'm so happy to provide peer support, which is what my certification is in. My therapist seems to think that I would make a good therapist. I've been practicing on her, asking her questions about things that she shares with me, but I don't necessarily want to go back to school to be a therapist. So peer support is just fine with me for now, anyway. I hope that answers your question, B girl. And if I didn't say already, I'm so glad you're here. Did I say what's up, Tala, already? Maybe I didn't. I think if I didn't, Tala, because I just saw you stream, so maybe I didn't say what's up in this stream, but what's up, Tala? It's nice to see you, friend. Oh, I missed Mo's comment. Sup, Rach, let me know if you need coaching. Yeah, I told you, Mo, I'm open to subscribing to your coaching services, but I want a discount. You said $199. I want, or $299. You said $299. $175. I got that from what Kevin was talking about. He was talking about negotiating things down, with his rent. And so I had to throw that negotiation joke in there. Rachel's going to BRB. Yeah, Mo's welcoming B girl in. We are happy to have your company, B girl. B girl, feel free to let us know if there's any way, or let me know if there's any way that I can be of support to you. I know sometimes people come in here and have some pretty heavy stuff going on and could benefit from just having a judgment-free place to vent, get it out. And that's what we're here for. So it's pretty light at this point. We're all just saying what's up, hanging out on this fine Wednesday evening. If you have something going on, please feel free to share. Rev, this time of year, with me being single and Valentine's Day is coming soon, it gets lonely and sad that I don't have someone to share that day. Well, Rev, I appreciate you being honest about that. That's not an easy thing to come out and share for some people. So I absolutely appreciate your comment. And I'll tell you, I can relate, friend. I've been single for longer than I cared to admit, as a matter of fact, mostly because I've been really focusing on my recovery and wanting my mental health to improve so that I can start a relationship built on a solid foundation and hopefully be attracted to a healthy individual and have a healthy individual wanting to pursue me as well. So you're not alone. I'm going to be celebrating Valentine's Day, as far as I know, solo, unless something really wild happens in the next week, because it's a week from today, right? Yeah, with Wednesday. I think though communities like this are really helpful. Having support groups really help me, and having y'all too. Having y'all as support really helps me to cope with the feelings of, um, well, I don't really have to. Well, I do sometimes battle feeling lonely, especially at night. I live alone, so I sometimes at night feel like if I am feeling a little lonely, then at night it's expressed a little bit more than some of the other times of the day, when I'm busy and talking to people. And Wednesday, next Wednesday is Valentine's Day, and I will be going live on Wednesday. I think Kevin's going to be going live as well on Valentine's Day. So you can come hang out with us, Rev. You don't have to be alone on Valentine's Day. And then the following day, Thursday, we're going to be having that meeting over in Rachel's Discord. So you can feel free to join us there. There is no reason that you have to be alone. B Girl, thanking people for welcoming you in, of course, B Girl. And yeah, Tala, thank you for welcoming B Girl in. We're so glad that you're here. Artem, proudly ignorant, says, Rev, do you feel like you could be with someone if you had the chance? I haven't even gotten to that stage yet. I'm not up to my own standards for myself yet, even to begin to try. Artem, that's exactly what I was saying, that I just have felt like I had so much work to do on myself that the idea of shacking up with somebody or even dating felt, um, what's a good word to use here? I don't want to say like a waste of time, but for lack of a better phrase, that's kind of how I felt about it. Now, I'm starting to feel like I've made a significant amount of progress in the past few months, particularly since starting my mental health treatment, which, I mean, I began my mental health recovery a few years ago. Really, for me personally, this is not medical advice. I'm not a medical health professional. For me, though, in my psychology, what has really helped me is ketamine treatment. I started that a few months ago. And again, it's not for everyone. This is not medical advice. There's a significant population of people that it is not a good fit for. But for me, it has been a game changer. And I am feeling more like I could date. And fun little life update, I just got approved. I got the word yesterday that I just got approved for a new place. And I've kind of been waiting for that. I live in a very small studio right now, and I don't really feel, it's like so small that I don't feel comfortable having company over. And so now I've been talking with people that are like, so you can start dating now that you're going to have space. And I'm like, that's interesting. Maybe I will, maybe I will. So Artem, I totally get what you're saying about having a certain standard for yourself that you want to be able to um, operate at in order to feel like you can connect with somebody. I totally get that. Rachel wants to know what she gets with her membership. This is a very good question, Rach. I didn't even think to ask that question, and I offered him 175 bucks, which I don't actually have because I need it. I need it for my security deposit. So Mo, if we could go negotiate. Oh man, I can't. I'm gonna take some water because the talking thing is just kind of challenging right now. So Mo, if we could negotiate the cost of this alleged membership and then give me a rain check on it so that I can pay my security deposit for my place and then start this new job, which that's a whole other thing. Now I'm getting into life updates and we haven't even talked about the topic yet. B girl, thank you, Tara. I'm that also, but definitely not considered a professional. You're a peer support specialist, B girl, are you? Mo, you learn how to charm the ladies and get the girl. My portfolio speaks for itself. So okay, Mo, do you really have a course like that? First of all. Second of all, I could definitely benefit from some charm classes, 100%. But I don't need to pick up women. So do you have a class? Do you have a membership for females? Rach, you retracted a message. What did you what did you say, Rach? Anne-Marie Bliss in the house. Yo, girl, what's up, Anne-Marie? Nice to see you. It's always nice to see you roll through here. B girl, thank you for the welcome. A non-judgmental place is very important. Absolutely, B girl. And this is actually something that we talked about in the last live stream. It's something that I wanted to touch on tonight. That's on my list to talk about how important judgment-free zones are. And I'm so happy that you think and feel that this place is like that, because we're small right now. You know, we're just starting out. I just started streaming not long ago, and that is exactly what I want for this channel. I want people to feel, no matter what their perspective is, and this is on topic actually. So this is what I wanted to talk about. And your comment, B girl, is just a perfect segue into the very first point on my list, and that is, and you'll understand this, B girl, that we're all coming from a different cultural background, stance and view on medical care and mental health care, and we all come from different cultures. And so I really appreciate that we can all come together and share this space, that it feels safe, and that people are sharing things about what they're going through. You know, Rev shared something very personal with us earlier that I can relate to. And I just think that that's a wonderful thing. So B girl, your comment makes me all warm and fuzzy inside. Thank you. Rev, I think I'll be watching Sleepless in Seattle, the movie, on Valentine's Day, the greatest Valentine's Day movie. Well, that sounds like a nice plan, Rev. That's something I'm working on myself, as being my own best friend right now, and it sounds like that's what you're going to be doing too. At least that's what your plan is. Isn't it a beautiful thing? Let me know in the comments if you are also planning on being your own best friend, or if you've got plans for Valentine's Day. I'd be so interested to hear what your plans are. Even, and if your plans are to be your own best friend and be solo and do something romantic solo, which is my plan. I don't actually know what I'm going to do yet, but I'm going to do something nice for myself. My parents, interestingly enough, so talking about how different we all are, my parents don't even celebrate Valentine's Day anymore. They don't celebrate any of the holidays. Valentine's Day is not a thing for them. So it's always interesting when it comes around, because I want to do something for myself, but then they don't celebrate. So it's like, I don't know how, it's more challenging for me at the holidays, because they don't celebrate. And you know, it's like everyone's like, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? What are you doing for Christmas? And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it. I'm working on it. Morrison, we welcome you and your journey, B girl. Oh, Mo, that's a really sweet comment. 100% you are welcome here, B girl. I hope to see you around here and to get to know you better. I love getting to know people. We love building our support system here. Amory Bliss says, I guess love is in the air. 2 of my daughters got engaged and Olga is still a thing. Anne Marie, you said this in another comment. I think it was a comment on a video I saw. You say something like, you learned that Olga is still a thing. Can you explain that to me? And pardon me if this is something that everybody here except for me knows. What is Olga? Congratulations on the engagement of your two daughters, Anne Marie. Do they have dates set, and how long have they been dating? And do you like the people that they're engaged to? Give me the deets. We want to know the deets. B girl says, "Thanks, Mo." It could be a long one. I think that B girl's referencing her journey. I hope it's a long one. I hope it's a long and fulfilling one, B girl. I really want to hear more about you. How did you, if you want to start with how you found us, that would be cool because I always think it's interesting and helpful to know how you found us. And then if you feel comfortable, uh, or how about this? As you feel comfortable, I am looking forward to hearing more about you and your life, what you're all about, what you're working on, what you're working towards, or what you want to work towards. Artem says, I feel like I would have zero problems finding someone once I actually get healthy and once I feel like I make enough dough to be a dad. Until then, I feel like I'd be wasting a girl's time. Okay, Artem. So this makes sense. This is all understandable. I can uh, I'm in a similar boat, not the same boat. It's similar. I don't want to be a dad. I think I want children, but I don't know if I'll end up having my own children. Like I want to date my husband, my potential husband for, well, the person who ends up, I do want to get married, I think. I'm pretty sure. But, if I met the right person and they didn't want to get married, then I think I would be open to that if it was the right person. So it's hard for me. I've said this before and people have pushed back a little bit, understandably so, saying like, actually, this person might still be in the chat. I don't want to out you if you don't want me to out you, but someone told me I better figure out if getting married is something I actually want to do um, before doing it, obviously. I think I could be okay without it, but really what I want is to spend my life with somebody. I don't have to, I do want a ring, that's the truth, but I don't need a piece of paper. But at the same time, like it is an institution, that like it's a, it is an institution that I respect. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I lost your comment. I wanted to read the end of your comment again, Artem. There it is. Once I feel like I make enough dough to be a dad. That's interesting. So it seems like you've put a boundary on yourself that you really don't even want to entertain the idea of dating until you feel financially stable enough to be able to support a child, which is understandable. Still, though, yeah, and again, we're in similar boats, but not the same. Life is a journey. My perspective on this is that to share my life with somebody, like they're along for the ride, right? And I'm making a small amount of money compared to what I'd like to grow into. I would like to have my own business eventually and be rocking and um, fulfilled doing it. And so If I met somebody in the beginning of that process, I think that would be pretty cool because then they would have seen the growth, and also if they were attracted and wanted to commit to me when I had nothing. I mean, it's not that I have nothing, but like I'm at the beginning sort of my journey. Things are really starting to improve for me in terms of my recovery, my mental health, and having been free of, um, for me, my drugs of choice were marijuana and alcohol. So now that I've been free from misusing those substances for almost 3 years, I feel like I could be ready, with the right person. I don't personally, I'm so busy in the next week or two. It's too much for me to think about dating. Like I have too much stuff going on. I'm starting a new job. The date is TBD. So I got offered a job a few weeks ago and accepted it. The start date is tentative. So I got a lot of change going on right now. And don't worry. I am still going to be doing live streams on Mondays and Wednesdays. They're allowing me to be flexible with my schedule. So, and I mean, 4:15, 5 o'clock on Mondays and Wednesdays. That's uh, a reasonable time to add to a work schedule. So lots of exciting things going on. And am I open to dating? Absolutely. Will I be dating anytime soon? I have no idea. It's going to take a really special guy to inspire me to want to take time out of my life. Anne Marie Bliss. And my aunt called and asked if I knew any eligible men for my cousin. Welcome, B girl. So your aunt is trying to set your cousin up and wants to know if you've got any connections, Anne Marie. Did you matchmake for your daughters? Now you got me wondering, like, why does she thinks you're a matchmaker? Mo, sounds like you need my life coaching class, Tara. Well, Mo, I appreciate the sentiment. I know that it's well intentioned. I could definitely benefit from any kind of coaching. I was about to put my therapist on my housing application as a reference. I didn't end up doing that, but I did ask her permission, just like I asked the other people's permission. And I was like, I don't know what to call you. Like she's like, call me your executive coach. I didn't actually end up listing my therapist on my application, but Mo, get the lady. I don't want to get a lady though, Mo. I want a man. Mo or man, exactly, whatever floats your boat, yo. Yeah, the men float my boat. I like I like having good girlfriends though. Good girlfriends are priceless. I would rather have a few good girlfriends than um well, I was about to say that I'd rather have a few good girlfriends than be dating like, yeah. It's like the time. This is what I mean. Time is the most valuable resource. That's my opinion. And the time that I spend with the women in my life that actually like have my back, like for real have my back. You know what I'm talking about. You know those friends, whether you're a man or a woman. Let me know in the comments if you're a man and know what I'm talking about. Let me know in the comments if you're a woman and you know what I'm talking about. You know your friends who have your back. And how valuable are they to you? What would we do without them? Personally, I think it's, especially as a single person, my time building solid connection with the women in my life is the most important thing in terms of social connections, way more important than dating to me. Maybe that's why I'm still single. B girl, I am for 3 years now. I think you're talking about being a peer support specialist, and that is very cool. B girl, how do you like it? I mean, it sounds like, if I'm correct about that being peer support, that you've been doing it for 3. I'm just starting on my journey and am liking it so far. This new job that I got is a hybrid. It's part being the first face that people see when they walk into the navigation center and triaging people and doing warm handoffs, like connecting them with the correct people in the navigation center. These are people who are unhoused, by the way. That's my new job, serving the unhoused population in my city. And then the other part of it is peer support. So with certain people will want more support. Certain people aren't going to want to talk to anybody. They're just going to want to sit and wait, and that's okay. Some people, as you know, want to talk while they're waiting for a case manager or for a medical appointment or for a mental health appointment or for a support group or something like that. So I have a really cool job in that I get to meet everybody who walks through that place, both professional and the people that we're going to be serving. And I also get to provide peer support when people could really benefit from it and when they want it. So I'm excited about that. What's your role like, B girl? What have you been doing for the past 3 years? I want to hear about your experience. Anne Marie Bliss, I feel like it's been forever. Forever since what? Since your cousin dated, or since we've seen each other, or or what? Tell me more, Anne Marie Bliss. What do you mean? Mo, I do have a membership for women and gay men. That's surprising, Mo. I'm glad that you've got a package that's inclusive of different types of people. That makes me happy to hear that. Maddie, okay, don't worry, everybody. I'm here now. Maddie! Hey, Maddie, you're back. Nice to see you. Artem, B girl, welcome. This is a very common, or where did I get common from? This, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start your comment over, Artem, because it looks like a good one, per usual. B girl, welcome. I think this is a very non-judgmental space. I think you'd like it. I can be pretty ignorant though, so I hope that's okay. I disagree with that one, Artem. I tend to agree with most things that you say, but I don't think that you're that ignorant. I appreciate that you think it's a non-judgmental space though, because that's exactly what I want for you all and for this space. So thank you for that feedback, Artem. I hope that we continue to nurture that. B girl, LOL, proudly ignorant. Safety is a biggie for me, and I have my ignorant moments too, sometimes longer than moments. Oh, B girl, so you've got a sense of humor too. Excellent. Welcome. Yeah, safety. So, admittedly, and full disclosure, I have a diagnosed case of PTSD, and I'm actually, um, I've been living around people for the past few years, and that's the biggest it's been the biggest hurdle with moving into a new place that I've had, because like I live in a place right now where I have a shared kitchen. So I see people from my building all the time. And in the beginning, it was like stressful because I never knew what to expect in there. There's all different types of personalities in my building. But now that I'm getting ready to move into my own place with my own kitchen, I'm like, man, I it's definitely going to be more safe in terms of my own personal space. I'm just so used to being around people because I lived in shelters for a couple of years, and then this building has the shared kitchen space, and it's got like a shared lounge as well where we can go and like chit chat, have coffee, that kind of thing. So I'm like, wow, I haven't lived by myself in a home for 8 years. I lived by myself in my car for 5 years, and I had someone tell me, because I was feeling real nervous about moving on to the next phase of my life, and I needed some support. I had to ask for a pep talk from someone that I know, and he said to me, he said, "Tara, you lived in your car by yourself for 5 years. It's one of the most dangerous things that anybody can do, and you survived." He said, if you can do that, then I think you can rent a place in the city that I'm in and handle it. And I was like, okay, well, when you put it like that, when you put it like that. So, B girl, I hear you on the safety thing. That's a huge thing for me as well. I think the feeling of being safe, like meditation, for me has been really helpful to and prayer also, to ask for that protection, to focus on the feeling of being safe and supported. Just repeating that, I am safe, I am supported. That has saved me when I lived in my car several times when I was in sketchy situations. So, I mean, not that the words saved me or anything, but like, the whatever you want to call your higher power, I do believe that I was supported in um, certain moments in terms of my safety. So I it's like I need to listen to my own experience and trust that I'm going to be okay in this next phase of life, which is a step in a positive direction. Anne Marie, I have been so awful to myself in the past. I'm still working on not tearing myself down. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Anne Marie, what are some ways that you catch yourself? Like, how do you catch yourself? How do you know when you're tearing yourself down? How do you recognize it? And then what do you do to move past that? I want to learn from you. Maddie, last Valentine's Day, I was out at a restaurant and decided to do something romantic solo. Moments later, I was being escorted from the premises. Oh my gosh, Maddie, I'm not even going to ask a question about that one. Slow mo. Well, I'll ask Maddie. I do have a question. Actually, I want to know what you learned from being escorted off the premises. Allegedly, I don't know if I believe this story. I kind of believe that that's why I say allegedly. Mo, I will have a webinar link for the course by tomorrow. Hit me up, yo. Mo, I'll be looking forward to that, friend. Matt, are you taking your special lady out for Valentine's Day? Anne Marie, she's from Ukraine. She's my age, and it's all a scam. I said all the awful things just to dissuade him, but he just won't stop. Are you talking about the cousin? It's all a scam. Wow, this reminds me of something that I would see on like a documentary or something. Like those catfished documentaries. Anne Marie, um, I'm wondering if there's anything that I can do personally to support you through this. This is not one that I've run into before. It seems it seems though like talking about it is probably going to be helpful for you. So, I'm curious about what she thinks about this situation. And how do you know that it's a scam? B girl, I found you from a search. Popped up in recommended videos. Oh, interesting. B girl, thanks for sharing that. I've never heard that somebody found me from a search before. That's cool. Do you remember what you searched for, B girl? Anne Marie, I I have mixed feelings about one of them. She's too young, but I know I didn't listen when I was but I know I didn't listen when I was that age. So I've said my piece. Piece. And I just have to trust her. I do like both of them. Okay. Okay, so that's mm, mm. Yeah, mixed feelings is right because you say you do like both of them, but your feelings are mixed. Yeah, right. You've definitely said your piece for sure. And I mean, the best teacher is experience, I think. Maddie, Tara, don't say that. You would be a great dad. Oh, thanks, Maddie. I would most likely not be a great dad, but I appreciate the sentiment. Anne Marie Bliss. No, they found their own. I may have one of the longest marriages on that side. I don't know why she asked me. We don't talk often. It was weird to me. Well, it sounds to me, Anne Marie, like they trust and value your judgment and also view you as well connected. They found their own fiancés. Congratulations on your new job. Progressing forward your goals feels so good. It does feel so good, Anne Marie. I want to backtrack to your previous comment before I accept the congrat. Well, I already accepted the congratulations, and thank you again. I'll accept it again here in a minute. It's interesting to me that you don't communicate frequently, and that they would ask you to set your cousin up. I'm pretty sure that's what you're talking about here. But again, to to reiterate, I think they probably value your perspective and see you as someone who would be able to set them up. So that's a positive thing. And again, I appreciate the congratulations. I'm looking forward to it. I hope I like it. I like the idea of it. So we'll see if I actually like it when I start doing it. Mo says, I think you'd make a great dad, Tara. Thank you. Thank you very much. I don't know if I will ever make a great dad. Maybe, maybe someday. Heather, I was just thinking about you. It's so nice to see you. I was just wondering, I'm like 10 minutes behind in the comments, but I was just wondering how school was going for you. And figuring that you were super busy, but it's nice to see you in the chat. How's school going? And have you all gotten caught up from school? Did you have a lot of extra work to do because you had to miss that day? Everybody's saying I would be a great dad. I really appreciate that. Anne Marie, forever since I made a live. Anne Marie, I didn't even know that you did lives. I have to check you out. Making a note. I work strictly with veterans, but really enjoy it. Okay, BS girl. BS girl. I don't like that. I like B girl better. Uh, that's really cool that you work with veterans. I think that would be a at times challenging population to work with. Are you a vet, B girl? Sloma, we accept all kinds in the Get Her Him class. Awesome. Yeah, how's the weather? The weather, I think it's raining again right now. Kevin, thank you so much. Kevin saying smash the thumbs up. If you're just coming in, welcome. It's nice to have you here. It really helps me out when you smash the like button on your way in because I'm just trying to figure this whole YouTube thing out. I'm finding my feet with these live streams and with videos. I go live every Monday and Wednesday night. Mondays at 4:15 Pacific Standard Time, and Wednesdays after Kevin over at Kickin' Addiction, the moderator that left the smash the like button comment. So if you are interested in being a part of a community that is inclusive and non-judgmental, you are in the right place. I'm so glad you're here. I am a peer support specialist. I specialize in recovery, supporting people in recovery from substance misuse and mental health conditions. So, if that sounds like something that could benefit you, then you are in the right place. Or if it sounds like something that could help someone you know, also in the right place. Feel free to let me know who you are, how you found us, and if you've got something that you're going through that you need some support with. A couple people have shared, well, one person in particular, including myself, I'll be another person and out myself here, have shared that with Valentine's Day coming up, there's a lot of stuff coming up, dealing with our perspective on the thing. Actually, on Monday, we're going to be talking about love. If that's something that is of interest to you, love. What is love? So I'm really looking forward to that live stream and seeing what people's perspective is on love. I'm going to be doing some research too and having some content prepared for you. And then Wednesday, we'll be following up Kevin. That's Valentine's Day. So we will be here on Valentine's Day. If you don't want to be alone, you can come hang out with us. And we'll have a good old time, I hope. Maddie, I was joking. Tara, you big silly. Of course, Maddie, but everybody else seemed, well, not everybody, but like other people seem to jump on that train too. And I really do think that you're correct, that I would be a great dad. Artem, I'm hunkered down in need of fresh baked cookies. So everyone, guess what I did today? You'll never guess. I made the best cookies. Do you want to guess what kind of cookies I made? I'll give you a few seconds in the chat. I hope I don't want to lose that thought. Let me know if you can guess what type of, okay, two things. What type of cookies did I make today? And, well, I've actually been making them for the past 3 days because I make sourdough cookies and they take a long time, but it's so worth it. They're so delicious. So, what kind of cookies? And also, what are your favorite types of cookies? Because I'm looking to expand my cookie repertoire. And I have designed 3 recipes on my own that are just banger recipes. The feedback I get is always great. Not to toot my own horn, but to toot my own horn on the cookie recipes. They're rocking. So if you've got favorite cookies, I want to know what your favorite types of cookies are because I want to add some new recipes to my collection. And Heather, I'm also hunkered down. I went out last night because I made a public comment at the city hall. I've never done that before. That was a fantastic experience. And I thought it was going to be raining the whole time. Actually, someone in my building gave me an umbrella because I didn't actually own an umbrella yesterday morning. But I ran into somebody in the hallway who overheard me asking someone else for an umbrella if I could borrow their umbrella. And as they passed me in the hall, they heard me ask if I could borrow the umbrella. And they were like, I'll do you one better. I was like, what you talking about? And he's like, I guess, because I give people cookies sometimes. He was like, you can have this umbrella. It still had the tags on it. He's like, you can have this umbrella. All I want is a couple of cookies. So I saw him in the kitchen today when I was making cookies and I gave him some. And I got an umbrella with tags on it. It's a really nice umbrella too. Maddie, my only special lady is Tara. Maddie, you're so sweet and thoughtful all the time. And you make me laugh. Backwoods Boys Small Engines. Hello, welcome to the party. It's so nice to see you. I appreciate your comment. And if you're just joining us, feel free to do what Backwoods and B Girl did tonight. Say hello. I'm looking forward to getting to know you all. So this is a new channel. I'm just starting out and I love seeing new people roll through here. Backwoods, how did you find us? And is there anything I can support you with this evening? We're talking about all kinds of different topics tonight. The topic of this live stream is how different we all are. So what better platform to talk about what you're going through and what you need support with than a meeting where the topic is how different we all are. So I have some other points. I'm just glancing at my notes here and I'll get to them. I'm going to get caught up in the comments here and I'm actually almost caught up. So let's see what's going on and then I'll touch on some of the other points that I have. There are tons of single Ukrainian girls here as refugees and more still over in Ukraine who are trying to come over. Right. I know. Can you imagine? I feel so blessed to be here. Macadang dang. Hey, nice to see you. How are you doing? Macadang dang. Anne Marie, he's 90 years old. She's 51. Wow, she's after money. A couple months ago, she was on the plane, but the hospital called and they pulled her off the plane. They pulled her off the plane? Why'd they pull her off the plane, Anne Marie? I know Artem, she could be legit, but no, I don't do Oh, no, I don't do lives. I don't even like having a picture taken. Okay, I must have misunderstood what you were saying because I was gonna go take a look at your lives. Praveen, hey Praveen, nice to see you. Thanks for rolling through, man. How are you doing? Just finished watching your old live stream from the other day. Good to see you. Oh, which one did you watch, Praveen, and how was it? You can tell me if it was not good because I'm trying to figure stuff out here and I'm trying to learn. Maddie, I'm also trying to find my feet. I need to lose a few pounds first. Are you being serious about that, Matt? Because I actually had a talk with my nurse practitioner and have to gain weight. And the reason that I have to put on some weight is because I've been intermittent fasting and I wasn't trying, but I like intermittent fasting because I feel energized when I do it. And I lost too much weight. So my nurse practitioner says no more intermittent fasting. You need to eat 3 meals a day. So, or more. Like I need to be eating all day and I have to have breakfast. I can't fast like I was before. But I think you're joking about needing to lose weight. Heather says, "Yep, you nailed it. We had 2 days of work today." The laugh out loud. The teacher told the photography class we are not allowed to take pictures of sunsets, sunrises, and flowers. Well, that is pretty much all I ever photograph is sunsets, sunrises, and flowers. So I'd be out of luck. Yeah, it sounds like you got piled on work because you missed today. Any other photographers out there? What do you like taking photographs of? I love taking photographs of nature. It doesn't have to be flowers, but like landscapes. I love taking landscapes. I'm on Instagram if anybody wants to find me over there and see the type of stuff I like to shoot. It's been a while though since I posted, but if you're interested, I'm over there. Heather, guess pumpkin white chocolate chip. How did you know, Heather? How did you know? The answer is yes. That's exactly the cookie that I made. Pumpkin white chocolate chip sourdough cookies. They're so darn good. And the feedback that I got was rockin'. I think it's my favorite. My hair's doing wild stuff with the rain. Bear with me, y'all. Um, the feedback that I got on the pumpkin white chocolate cookies was fantastic. I think it's my best performing recipe of all. Nobody else put their favorite type of cookies in. What's your favorite types of cookies? So I'll tell you the recipes that I have so far. I have a chocolate chip recipe. These are all sourdough, by the way. Makes them taste. You can't quite figure out what's different about them, but there's something about them that just make them out of this world amazing. So I have a chocolate chip cookie recipe. I have a pumpkin white chocolate chip recipe, and I have oatmeal chocolate recipe. So this all might sound pretty standard. And truth be told, the chocolate chip and the oatmeal chocolate chip cookies are pretty standard, but they're sourdough recipes. And again, they're amazing. And I developed them myself, which I'm very proud of. So what's y'all's favorite kind of cookie? Or do you have a type that even if it's not your favorite, that it's not those 3 types of cookies that I could experiment with? Maddie says, on Monday, I'm going to stand outside of Tara's place with a boombox above my head playing the song What is Love? Maddie, that would be low-key terrifying if you figured out where I live. It's a really thoughtful thing though. But Monday's not Valentine's Day. You know Wednesday's Valentine's Day, right, Maddie? Amory Bliss, oh, I love your umbrella story. I love that you probably made his day. Aw, Amory, that's sweet. I mean, he made my day giving me that umbrella, but he was really happy about the cookies that I gave him today. Really, he loves those cookies. His eyes pop out of his head when he sees them because he's had them a few times. Praveen, I found Tara's channel through Timothy Ward's live stream. Yep, Timothy Ward has a fantastic channel. I highly recommend checking him out. Kevin over at Kick and Addiction is the one who introduced me to Timothy Ward. Always, always positive content, always somebody who has something profound to say, has very interesting perspectives on life, and is a pretty deep philosophical thinker, like surprisingly so at times. Timothy Ward. Fellow traveler. Anne Marie, everything I say about Olga is meant with air quotes. I don't think anything she said to him is true. But who is Olga? That's what I want to know. If you say Olga is still a thing, who is Olga? Praveen, it was a really good live stream, but I don't remember what the main topic was about. Oh, that I failed then. I failed. I think I've been getting better at pulling the topic together, although today I haven't done a very good job. But something that I could touch on here, something that I really liked from Kevin's live stream, and I'll say it here. We are all so different. That's the topic of today's live stream. And something I pulled from Kick and Addiction stream is that it is so important to meet people where they're at. And your comment, not remembering what the main topic is about, that's okay. We're all so different, like I probably didn't do a good job at staying on topic because like it's hard for me to do that sometimes. But I think meeting people where they're at, especially in recovery, is so important. Kevin was talking about how, somebody on Suboxone might be best off on Suboxone, whereas the next person might have been off Suboxone for years and thinks that it was the worst thing that they ever did in their life was to be on it. And we all have different perspectives. And I like how Kevin highlighted that it can be a really dangerous thing to make blanket statements that, a medication or mental health care practice. He didn't talk about that. I'm just using this as an example now, that anything could be dangerous. It'd be like if somebody said EMDR is dangerous, which I've heard people say that, but it's worked really well for me personally. And my therapist, who's incredibly intelligent, she's a PhD level therapist, has determined that it would be safe for me in particular to do EMDR and that I'd benefit from it, which I in fact have. So I really liked how Kevin highlighted that it's so important to meet people where they are on their journey. And I totally agree with that. And so I just wanted to highlight that as a part of the topic here tonight. Praveen, thank you for reminding me that I have a topic this evening. And meeting people where they are, I think it's an art and a skill, and super important in recovery. Macadang dang. I was watching motorcycle videos and you popped up. Have you considered doing motorcycle videos? Macadang dang, I have not considered doing motorcycle videos, but I think that you would make really good motorcycle videos. And I'm wondering when I'm going to see you pop up in my feed. B girl, I'm in a photo club. We have a different topic each meeting, sometimes black and white, cloudy days, golden hour, portraits, animals, all sorts of stuff. Love that. And I love, you said love it, and I love that. Photo club sounds like a really fun time. I took a photo class this past summer and ended up taking photos of different things that I don't normally do. We did a couple of events. We did a food shoot. Like I shot my own food. What else did we do? Oh, people. We shot, that sounds bad. We shot people. YouTube, I don't mean it like that. We're talking about photograph shoots. And it was really um, great to step outside of my comfort zone because, like I was saying earlier, my comfort zone is nature and flowers and sunsets and sunrises and things like that. So it's fun to be challenged with different things that you don't normally think to do on your own. How did you find the photo club, B girl? Did you, yeah, yeah, how did you find it? Praveen, I ate 4 cookies today, which gave me a sugar rush. My favorite cookie is an M&M cookie. Ooh, that sounds good, Praveen. You know what? I've been using sugar alternatives in my cookies, but the white chocolate chips are normal full sugar chocolate chips in the pumpkin white chocolate cookies. So I call them low sugar cookies because there is a little bit, but not as much as a normal cookie. So you can feel okay eating a few of them. Artem likes chocolate chip. Sourdough chocolate chip sounds like paradise. Artem, you have no idea how delicious these cookies are. I am really looking forward to sharing them one day. Um, I feel, I'm hopeful that one day there will be drones that will come to my place and pick up cookies and deliver them to you all so that when I host live streams, I can be the hostess with the mostest and send you maybe some coffee, if you drink coffee, maybe some tea or some sort of comforting beverage with some sourdough cookies. Wouldn't that be so cool if you could just have a drone deliver something instantly, so instantly that the beverage would still be hot? Speaking of hot, I have my tea here and I need to take the lid off so I can drink it. And I forgot about this hot beverage. Anne Marie, my husband has sourdough starter, but I don't know if it's alive. The starter's name is Reggie. How do you get a starter? Okay. Okay. I could talk about this forever. I've actually thought about starting a second channel and having it be a sourdough channel, but I'm still trying to find my feet on this one. So I don't think I'm going to do that. But who knows? You know, once I move into my new place and start this new job, like maybe I'll start a second channel once, you know, once I get all that stuff going. But okay, so to get to your question, not sure if it's alive. Okay, so the best thing to do is to check for mold. If there is, and is it in the refrigerator or has it been on the countertop at room temperature? Because if it's in the refrigerator, it's probably still good. But if it's on the countertop, check for mold. If the mold is, if it's gray, if it's like a gray-like substance, it might not actually be mold, and it might be salvageable. But if it's red or green or any other color, and it's throughout the starter, then you definitely want to toss it and just start over. It'll only take a few weeks to do a new starter. And if you're interested, I could always send you some of my starter. You know, that's a thing in sourdough culture. We send each other starters. So let me know, anybody, if you want some starter. I would be happy to send it to you. Just cover shipping is all I ask. I won't charge you for it. Just pay for shipping and I'll send you some starter. It's really hard to kill a sourdough starter, Anne Marie. So it's very likely that your sourdough starter is still alive. It's just, is it moldy is the question. And is it Is it the type of mold that you need to ditch, or is it salvageable? It's probably still alive though. And what was your other question? Because I could talk about sourdough forever, so I want to make sure that I'm addressing your question. The starter's name is Reggie. My starter's name is Vicky. And how do you get a starter? Okay, so like I said, I could send you some of mine. I made mine from scratch. It's an organic starter made with all-purpose flour. I made it myself. All you need is flour and water. And you mix equal parts of flour and water. Wait until it bubbles. You give it 48 hours the first day, and then feed it equal parts of flour and water 24 hours later. Then get rid of some of it, feed it equal parts of flour and water. Keep doing that for a few weeks, and then you will have a sourdough starter. But you could save yourself a couple weeks, and I could just send you some of mine. I'd be happy to. Praveen, yes, I remember now. The live stream was definitely about boundaries. Oh, okay, that was my most recent stream, Praveen. It was a hard one to do because I wasn't sure. It's not really like on the topic of. Well, it is on the topic of this channel, but it was it was a challenging one for me to make. But I was happy with the way that it turned out and the way that it was received. So thanks for watching the restream, Praveen. Maddie, is Olga the 51-year-old? Who's after the 90-year-old rich guy? Yeah, Maddie, good question. Good question. So if Olga is still a thing, now I understand who Olga is. Yeah, Olga is the one who's after the 90-year-old rich guy. That's what it sounds like to me too, Maddie. Don't shoot people. Bad Tara, bad Tara. Yeah, my bad. I didn't mean to put it like that. Anne Marie, Olga and I are both early 50s. He's not rich. Anne Marie, you look so young in your photograph. I thought that you were in your 30s. Olga and I are both early 50s. He's not rich, but he did okay. If I just look at it as him spending money to amuse himself or for companionship, it's fine. But to think someone is taking advantage, ooh, yeah, that's tough when you feel like your friend is being taken or someone close to you is being exploited or taken advantage of. I'm trying to think of when of a time when someone close to me, when I felt like they were being used, but I can't actually think of a time. I know that there are, but I can't think of one right now. But I've been exploited for labor. As a matter of fact, I've been taken advantage of. And honestly, it's been nice when I've had friends who can point it out. Even if I don't listen to them at first, eventually, in retrospect, like hindsight's 2020, and I always value it's like a real friend, when they're willing to go out on a limb and be like, something's not right here, or you might want to think about this, or have you thought about that? It sounds like you've already done that, Anne Marie. But let me know. Have you I mean, it's hard because ultimately it's not your decision, right? For stuff with friends, providing support on behalf of other people, I have found to be the most challenging. B girl, let me know if you can relate to this. Um, Knowing how to provide support for friends of friends is, to me, very challenging because you don't really know the whole story. You just know one side. It's like easier for me to provide support to people directly, you know? Macadang dang. I missed the part about the new job. Back to the PS5 though. I'll text you later to ask you about it. Keep up the good work, Tara. Love you. Macadang dang. I don't know if you're still here, but I hope you enjoy your PS5. I will I will answer your text if you text me, and I'll tell you about the new job. I'd be happy to. Thanks for stopping in tonight. It's nice to see you here. Maddie, what happens if the drone gets its signals crossed? He goes over and drops cookies on the terrorists in Yemen. Well, Maddie, maybe this is the solution to world peace. Just send everybody cookies, sourdough cookies made by yours truly. Okay, I'm not, that's kind of, it's like grandiose thinking. I'm not saying that I could save the world, but I think a few batches of sourdough cookies could go a long way. Anne Marie, it's in the fridge. Oh, that's great, Anne Marie. You're probably in good shape. When he's made bread, it doesn't rise. I don't know anything about sourdough. I'll ask him. It looks fine. Smells like it could be legit. It's probably fine. If there's no mold on it, it's definitely fine. What you need to do, Anne Marie, is put it out on the counter. Let it come to room temperature. Do you have a kitchen scale? Because if you have a kitchen scale, get another jar, put the starter into the jar, like zero your scale. Well, put the jar on the scale first. Zero your scale, put the starter in the jar, weigh how much starter you have, and then put exactly that much water in it. Mix it up with your hand, and then put exactly the same amount of flour in it. Mix it up. Let it sit there until it rises and falls a little bit. Dude, I could talk about sourdough until the cows come home, but this is not a sourdough channel. But I could definitely um, I could definitely help you with your sourdough starter. Really, all you have to do is exactly what I just said. And then you repeat it. You got to, it'll probably take, since it's been in the fridge for a long time, Anne Marie, it's probably going to take about a week to get it strong enough to make bread. You cannot make bread until your sourdough starter is rising at least double of what the original height of the starter was. Mine raises almost triple because it's very robust and very well loved and taken care of. Not that yours isn't. It just needs some TLC to get it strong enough. If you take it out of the fridge and try to make bread with it right away, it's not going to work. Anne Marie, I think he might feel protective of Reggie, but maybe we'll have a contest. Well, that's great. Anne Marie, if you've got a starter, it will be way easier for you to revive it and get it to be strong again, a strong Reggie. Um, there's no yeah, there's no need to replace Reggie whatsoever. It sounds like he's doing all right. Exactly, Artem. It would be nicer to drop cookies than dropping bombs. I totally agree. I think we just solved the world peace, or we just found the secret to world peace, and it's sourdough cookies. Maddie, hey, now I have some mold on me, but it doesn't make me a bad person. You know what? I caught something at one point, and athlete's foot cream on my feet. Well, now I wear shower shoes if I'm using a community shower, but that might be TMI for y'all. I don't have that problem anymore, thank God. But a little bit of athlete's foot cream never hurt anybody. Amory, my dad was an attorney and he says he has an ability to smell BS. However, I was once a teenager and no different. Yeah, Anne Marie, are you done with that project? You were like cleaning out a bunch of your dad's old papers. Is that long done and over with? How did it go? Artem, I am a Anne Marie. Anne Marie. Oh my gosh. Artem says to Anne Marie, I'm afraid I have some pretty direct experience with this sort of thing. My mother came over here from Russia and married my American stepdad 24 years ago. They turned out all right. Well, that's a beautiful thing, Artem. I've heard that like it's kind of like the Indian culture. They have the arranged marriages and they seem to work out pretty well. Sometimes not. They say there's no love there, but sometimes I hear great success from cultures like that where they fell in love and they ended up being a great match. My parents, my mom and my stepdad, they met 25 years ago. They dated for 6 weeks and got married, and they're still married. They just celebrated number 25. I'm not saying that they got engaged after 6 weeks. I'm saying they were literally married after 6 weeks. Can you believe that? Anne Marie Artem, he does like his foreign women. My mom was born in England, but he's 90. What does a Friday night look like for them? Is he just going to hold her purse? That sounds like a fun Friday night. Here, honey, will you just hold this for me? That sounds like a great Valentine's Day too. Yeah, see you later, Macading Dong. Artem says, Anne Marie, that honestly sounds like just a terrible idea. If there's any way you can stop him from trying to marry a foreign girl at that age, I think it'd be worth a try. I would at that age. Right. So this goes back to what I was saying, Artem. It's a really good point about providing support. But this kind of raises a sort of a philosophical question with like because if I'm understanding correctly, Olga is the one that you know, and the fiance is not like you know him because he's going to marry her. So if you're in the chat right now and have an opinion on how to gracefully and respectfully communicate, and is it even appropriate? That's where my mind is right now. Is it even appropriate to communicate to a fiance that you think they might be being used for money? Is it even appropriate? The file cabinets are all done. Now it's all the odds and ends. He's a product of the Great Depression, and I think people of that era tend to be hoarders. But he's the most orderly hoarder ever. Well, that's nice. At least it's in order. That's a positive thing. It sounds though like there's a lot of things to go through, but at least all the filing is done. Or let me rephrase that. I think it's wonderful that all the filing is done. Oh, Olga is basically a stranger from the Ukraine. They aren't engaged yet. Okay, got it. I misunderstood. I thought they I thought they knew each other a little bit better. So how are you related? I think I misunderstood. How are you related to the 90-year-old Anne Marie? Maybe that's not, maybe what I thought the issue was isn't actually an issue, and it would be appropriate to just say, "Yo." But it sounds like you've done that already. And what does everybody else think about this? If you're still in here, I'm so glad that you're here. I would imagine that you already know my name is Tara. I'm a peer support specialist. But if you're just joining, then I want to tell you that I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so happy to support you in your journey. And we're talking a little bit about supporting friends tonight. And I think it's important to highlight, the topic of the discussion tonight was how different we all are. And it could very well be that this 90-year-old that Anne Marie is asking, she's like reaching for a little bit of support from us this evening. It could very well be that the 90-year-old um, really, really thinks that this is the right person for him. Or maybe really wants to believe that's the right person for him. And so I feel on the fence about this one with, is it appropriate to say something or is it not? In terms of supporting a friend, it's a good question. It's a good moral question, I think. Anne Marie, I've basically taken over this chat, which is not my intention. That's okay, Anne Marie. I mean, every night's a little bit different. We have just a few people in here right now, and we're happy to provide you with some support. I think, I mean, I am gonna like I'm thinking about landing the plane here in a few minutes because it's slowed down quite a bit. But until we do that, I'm happy to provide support to you. Other people are chiming in too. So Anne Marie, I think it's great that you're sharing with us. Thank you for trusting us. I'm glad you feel safe here to do that. Oh, your dad is the 90-year-old. That totally went over my head, Anne Marie. Thank you for explaining that. So, okay, I see. Mm. That makes it even more challenging, I think, because as his daughter, would he take you seriously anyways? You know what I'm saying? Maddie, does anybody know where I can get some young Ukrainian women? For Pete's sake, throw me a freaking bone here. Anne Marie says she'll ask her dad what site it was. Let somebody else get a word in edgewise. And Maddie's joking. So, Maddie, Tara, when are you going to listen to the song Like the Weather by 10,000 Maniacs? It will be your new favorite song. You think so? I'm going to write it down. I'm going to listen to it, Maddie. 10,000 Maniacs. Like the Weather. Okay. I love recommendations. I'm wondering if G um B B girl, if you're still in here. Oh, Heather knows the song. Okay, right on. B girl, I'm wondering how you would support somebody in the situation that Anne Marie is in, because it's not her situation, it's her dad's situation. And so, trying to, it's like, do you run into situations like this where you're supporting somebody? I personally find a challenge with knowing the best way to support Anne Marie. And the best the best that I can offer is, I've already said it, and I don't want to bore you all with like repeating myself, but it's the idea that I have appreciated when friends have been straight with me, but I'm thinking about like your situation specifically, and if it would be effective or helpful, or if it would just hurt your dad, you know? Like, it might be, maybe morally, in terms of my perspective, it could be the most beneficial to support him. It's a decision that he's making, and to support him in his journey and like what he wants to do with his life might be the best thing in the path of least resistance. It could be a combination of both, like, have you, again, like, I can't give advice, like, I can't give guidance or advice, but I appreciate support, and people pushing back and asking hard questions. Um, so like, hard questions with love type thing. Like, if you like if people do ask me hard questions, I appreciate that they're asked in a non-judgmental way, and that they give me space to go through my process, because I might be resistant to hearing what they have to say at first, but then after processing what they have to say, I realize that they had a good point, or I realize that they were actually right. That's like the best I can do here in this situation, Anne-Marie, in terms of like my thoughts about what you're going through, is that for me, I appreciate um, the truth and people's concerns, which sometimes are correct and sometimes are not correct, but I appreciate them when they're delivered with love. And if I decide to do something that's different than what they have suggested, then I really appreciate the unconditional support. Maddie, yes, it's very important to support your friends, unless they suck, in which case they can go sit on a cactus. It is important to support your friends. I totally agree. And I think that you can really tell a lot about who your friends really are when push comes to shove. Artem, Anne Marie Bliss. Yes, I think I understood you right. And yes, Tara, I understand it might seem like an awfully strong opinion to express, but I also feel it would be good to hear that from someone that has felt the repercussions of something like that. My parents' situation is one of the best outcomes. Most do not end well. Mm. So, Artem, if I'm understanding you right, it sounds like you're saying it might it might be received best from Anne Marie's dad if the message about this being a potentially harmful union came from someone else and not Anne Marie. Is that what you're saying? Anne Marie, he's of sound mind. That's wonderful for where he's at. Um, to say otherwise would be untrue. He still has rights, but I've been uncomfortably candid with him. Yesterday, I said he needed to have her send a pic of her passport and visa, which he's already sent. Oh, that's why you're saying it's a scam. Okay, it's all starting to make sense now. I wasn't understanding. I didn't I thought that there was a real I thought there was a real partnership here and that they just had never met in person before. But I agree with you. If he's sending her money for things and they haven't even met, um, hmm, hmm. Anne Marie, can you think of a time where you have been taken advantage of and you needed to see some sort of proof of that before being able to accept that that's what was going on? Because I'm wondering if it might be helpful for you to share your experience with your dad in a non-judgmental way. Because the thing is, we can't, um, it doesn't do a lick of good to try to force people or coerce people into doing something they don't want to do. So I think saying something like, I think this woman is trying to scam you, get a photograph of her passport and visa. I think that would be it's too leading. In peer support, there's this concept of self advocacy and making decisions for oneself and not leading the person that we're serving into taking a certain action, unless it's like, for their safety or for their medical health care, or like it's, they're depressed and they need to connect with a mental health student. Like there's caveats there, but in general, the goal is self advocacy and to help the person come to their own decisions without leading them there. So it's a very, for me personally, as a peer support specialist, it's a very difficult thing for me to comment on because I'm not a therapist. I'm not trained to give guidance or advice. And I can't even say what I would do in this situation because I'm not you. And I've never been in a situation like this before. But I can relate, and like I said earlier, I can relate in terms of me having been exploited for labor. And the best thing that I received, not before being exploited, but after, was non-judgment and unconditional support to pick up the pieces. Artem says, Tara, I was referring to myself and what I was saying about it being worth it to try to stop that from happening. That's the advice I wish I had given to my parents. Mm, mm. But I thought you said the outcome was, you said the outcome. Now I'm confused. So let me look at this again. So you said that the outcome of your parents was a good one, even though um, it was like a long distance thing to begin with. Uh, Artem, will you clarify as we wind down here, what is exactly the advice that you wish you had given your parents? And again, I'm not trained to give advice or guidance, so I can only speak from my experience. And when people try to tell me what to do, especially if it's in opposition of what I want, I have a very difficult time listening. Even if there's a part of me that knows that they might be right, sometimes my heart just wants to run the opposite direction. And I think that might be happening with your dad right now, Anne Marie. What I appreciate from friends and family is unconditional love, unconditional support, and if I mess up or make a mistake, to continue to receive unconditional support and love. And no, I told you so's. No, I said that was going to happen. That doesn't actually help me at all. It makes a painful situation worse. So the being there for him piece, I think, is very important here. But this is not mental health advice or life guidance or anything like that. This is just my perspective on what has worked for me before: unconditional love and unconditional support. Anne-Marie, we've had many, many talks over the last few months. Most have been calm, regular conversations, and it wasn't a demand that he ask her for a pic. I said he might want to think about it. Mm, mm. Anne-Marie, and others in the chat, what are some ways that hmm, trying to think of how to ask this question. What are some ways that, because what you want is a photograph of the visa and passport, what are some ways that you might obtain a photograph of the visa and passport rather than tell him what he needs to do? I statements have always worked really well for me, saying, I really need this for me, rather than you need to do this. Like, people don't typically receive you need to statements very well, or I need you to statements very well, but they do receive I statements very well. And I could see, I have seen I statements be very effective before. So, what are some examples of I statements that could be used to communicate to your dad, Anne Marie, that you want to see? I'm kind of like leading you into what I think it is. I'm not trying to lead you into the solution, but what would be an I statement for you wanting to see the visa and passport photographs? Okay, Artem says, it worked out all right for my parents. Theirs was an example of the best case scenario, and I just want to express my own personal experience here. Even in our best case scenario experience, I sorely regret having moved here to the States with my mom. Hey, Brandon's recovery. Nice to see you. I'm glad you stopped in, man. How are you doing, Brandon? Anything new to report? And did you go to the gym? How was it? So Artem, I'm going to reread your comment. It worked out all right for my parents. Theirs was an example of the best case scenario, right? And I just want to express my own personal experience here. Right on, Artem. I respect that. Even in our best case scenario experience, I sorely regret having moved here to the States with my mom. Oh, you regret moving here. I missed that part of it, Artem. Thank you for re explaining that to me. Even in the best case scenario, I feel like it has seriously screwed both myself and my mother up psychologically. It's been very rough. Right, because you're managing a lot of different things right now, Artem. What would make it better, Artem? For you? Like, what would make it better for you? Because it's a loaded question to ask, what would make it better for everyone, but what would make it better for you? Actually, this is a good time as we start thinking about winding down here to for Anne Marie. Oh, Anne Marie. I'm sorry, that's got to be hard. Yeah, Anne Marie. I agree with that. Okay, Artem, just trying to share this with Anne Marie. Okay. Some lived experience. I respect that, Artem. Nothing that would make it better. This has been my life since 2000. Wow. Is that when you moved to the States, Artem? You moved here in 2000? From where did you say? Um, from Russia. Wow, yeah, because 2000 was 24 years ago. That's wild to think about that. Well, Artem, not to try to solve your problem for you, but I'm just wondering if the support group helps you at all. It looks like it's just us in here at this point, and I appreciate the. It looks like there's three people in here right now. I appreciate you being here. I hope this is helpful at the very least. And what I was going to say is, in terms of Anne Marie, what you're going through, the the point of this stream today was that we're all so different. And the point that I had made was that meeting people where they are is, in my humble opinion, one of the best ways to deliver effective support. And so if your dad is in a place where he really wants to bring this woman over, yeah, and there's nothing that can be done to stop him, meeting him in that, I can't tell you what to do, but for me, when I've been in situations where a person was going to do something, or like what I was relating to was like that I was going to do something regardless of what my friend told me to do. And so what I appreciated from them was them meeting me where I was, them recognizing that there was nothing they could do to change my mind, and for them to decide to support me anyway. That's been really helpful. And, like the I statement thing I think could go a long way. Something like saying to saying to your dad, this isn't peer support now. This is like me just saying as a thought, just a thought that I would want to share. What if you said something like, um, I'd really like to see a photograph of her passport and visa. What if you said something like that? I'm just curious what you think about that. I'm not telling you to do that. This is not mental health advice. This is not mental health guidance. It's simply a question wondering what you think your dad would say in response to that I statement. Anne Marie, thank you, Artem and Tara. I really did need to vent, and apologies to Matt for monopolizing the conversation. I don't know if Maddie is still with us, Anne Marie. If you are, Maddie, thank you for staying with us. It's always nice to have your company. I think Maddie would probably chime in if if he had if he had beef. And also, Anne Marie, I appreciate you expressing gratitude. It is absolutely my pleasure to give you a safe space to vent. That is exactly what I am here for. And I'm so it like makes me really happy to see that it helped you. So thank you for telling me that it did. Artem, and I'm really glad you were in here. Thank you for being here. And I echo that, Artem, and I'm glad that you were here too, because you're the one who had the shared experience. It's so funny how stuff like that works out. I think, like people are just in the right place at the right time sometimes, all the time. Anne Marie, Artem, I don't know why, but now I'm crying. Thank you for being here for me. Anne Marie, thank you for being so vulnerable and sharing that you're having an emotional release right now. I actually started feeling emotional when I was reading your comment. Just, it feels nice to be able to connect with people who really, really care. I can really feel that from everybody that's in here right now. And if you're watching the restream, I appreciate you too. So thank you for being here tonight. Mombi, just popping in to say hi, my cool friend Mombi. It's so nice to see you pop in. We're just winding down here, sharing a intimate moment, working through some stuff, and it's always nice to see you pop in. How are you? How are you doing, Mombi? Artem, thanks. I thought it was worth it sharing my experience with you. It was helpful to me too, Artem, that you had that shared experience, and I really enjoyed learning about you too. I enjoyed learning more about you and Anne Marie this evening. I am humbled and honored that you both feel comfortable enough to share what you shared tonight. Anne Marie, sorry, say that again. I was blowing my nose. I didn't hear your question. That's okay, Anne Marie. That's okay. I don't remember my question now. I think, oh, I asked about the I statement. I was wondering what you thought. And again, this isn't, I'm not trying to tell you what to do here. This is not mental health guidance or advice. This is just me asking a question. What do you think about an I statement, using an I statement with him? I statements have worked really well for me in the past. So something like, I would really like to see a photograph of this woman's passport and visa. What do you think about that? Like, I'm asking you, what do you think about that I statement? Artem, yeah, this is all kind of mystically odd, isn't it? You know what's the craziest part of this? My mother's name is Olga. No kidding. That is wild, Artem. That's unbelievable, actually. I can believe it, but that's borderline unbelievable. Anne Marie, I've known two amazing salt of the earth types named Olga. That's wild. That's, I got to wrap my head around Olga. I'm never going to forget Olga now. Thanks for explaining what Olga was to me. You're right, Anne Marie. Olga's a thing. Olga's still a thing. Mombi says, I'm good. Just been working a lot. I get to testify in front of our state legislators next week. Right on, Mombi. That's super exciting. You get to do all kinds of cool stuff in your role. So I can relate. Actually, last night I just went to the city hall for the first time ever and presented a public comment to the mayor and the city council about approving a daytime navigation center to serve the unhoused population in my city. And I think that the fact that you get, first of all, your perspective is a strength here because you say you get to testify in front of the state legislators. Isn't it beautiful that your recovery has led you to this moment? I just think it's great that you're doing stuff like that. Truly. Do you do you know what you're gonna say, Mombi? Are you practicing already? Like, do you have everything written out, or are you still working on it? Artem says it's a common name in Russia, referring to Olga. So is Artem. Okay, so Artem is Russian. I learned that. You might have said that before, Artem, but I'm just like, this is the first time where I'm like, oh, it's Russian. Okay. Like, it's all starting to sink in. We're like getting to know each other. That's nice. We're proposing a bill. What's the bill for, Mombi? Oh, you said it. You answered my question before I asked it. To have alcohol moved to the back of grocery stores. Fantastic idea, Mombi. That is just wonderful. Has this ever been done before? Has this ever been proposed? Anne Marie, I had someone try to scam me when I dated before I married my husband. Ooh, we've talked about online dating dangers. Mombi, wow, I'll be eager to hear how that goes. would become a probable mute. Yeah, Mombi, I want to hear how it goes too. And Anne Marie, you have a perfect opportunity here to share your lived experience with your dad. He probably already knows, but a gentle reminder, that you went through this, you were scammed, and then to use an I statement, I would really like to see this woman's, Olga's, visa and passport. Artem's, oh, Mombi said, girl, Chat GPT wrote my speech. Right on. Chat GPT helped me make my cookie recipes. I think I call Chat GPT Al because it AI looks like Al. And I think Al is a very great um, assistant. So it sounds like you're prepared and ready to roll, Mombi. I'm really proud of you. I think it's just fantastic that you're engaging with the community and working to get a bill like that passed. So that would improve the quality of life of a lot of people and make recovery a lot more manageable, especially in the beginning. Artem says, Tara, big congrats to the progress you're making in your career. And thanks a lot for this stream. It's been a strange one, right? Yeah, it has, but I actually really enjoyed it. It was nice, the ebb and flow of people, and we talked about some really important stuff here tonight, and I got to learn about you all and get to know you at a deeper level, which I personally have enjoyed quite a bit. So thank you for giving me that gift. A little strange too. Yeah, it like I agree with that, but like in a good way. Strange in a good way. Mombi, I don't think so. They only started selling alcohol in grocery stores here about 5 years ago. Okay. Well, so this is great news. The fact that we think that it's never been brought to the state before. That's good news. I'm so excited for you, Amy. Artem, I think the mods must have abandoned you. Did they get butthurt about me telling Kevin that you're way more cool than him? Is this like some kind of boycott? LOL. It might be some kind of boycott, Artem. It might actually be, but I'm okay with that. I thought that the conversation here was um, very rich, and it means a lot to me just that y'all took your time out to be here with me tonight and trusted me enough to share your stuff. Random Shorts in the house. Hey, Random Shorts, welcome, welcome. I'm glad you're here listening to support too. Right on, Random Shorts. I am so happy to hear that. That's exactly the kind of thing that we love around here. Is This is a judgment-free zone. We're just doing our best to support one another unconditionally, and I appreciate everyone for being here. It's been a really great stream, and we are winding down here. I feel it happening. I feel it happening. But I want to thank each and every one of you for taking time out of your evening to hang out and to open up. Mombi's got some really great things coming around the bend, and I'm quite excited for you, Amy. Mombi, I'm proud of you too. I see you on here helping people all the time. I miss the Wednesday Zoom. Is it not, is that not happening? Mombi, I actually forgot about the Wednesday Zoom. I started live streaming after Kevin. I was volunteering for a period of time and that stopped. It got canceled. Um, I actually never even thought about that Wednesday live stream, but I'd be interested to know what other times y'all meet. Are you still hosting recovery meetings, Mombi? Because I would be interested in figuring out one to work for my schedule. I'm glad you popped in. Anne Marie Bliss, alcohol isn't sold in the grocery stores in my state, but that seems like it would be better than upfront and in your face. Absolutely. Yeah, I live in California and I have to walk by booze all the time to get to groceries and I alcohol was a drug of choice for me. So it's actually a fantastic proposal to suggest that, or to require that alcohol, not to suggest, it's not a suggestion, that it would be required to put it in the back. Just great work, Amy. I really wish you the best, and I really would like to know how that turns out. Schoolboy Kai. Hey, Schoolboy Kai. Nice to see you. You're doing a Wednesday night stream. I am. So I stream on Monday and Wednesday nights. Mondays at 4:15 Pacific Standard, and Wednesdays it ebbs and flows because I go on after Kick and Addiction. I moderate for him on Wednesdays and he goes on at 2. So he usually ends sometime between 4 and 5, sometimes 5:30 Pacific Standard Time, 6 at the very, very latest. But wow, I can't believe we've been going for 2 hours and 17 minutes this evening. So yeah, Wednesdays it's a little challenging for me to. It's impossible actually for me to say what time I go on because I follow up Kevin as soon as he ends his stream over at Kick and Addiction. I'm on. So yeah, I've been streaming on Wednesday nights for a couple months. I've been doing Mondays for like 3 months now, and Wednesdays for about 2 months, I believe, with no plans to stop. I thought your next stream is next week, not this week. Yeah, so Schoolboy Kai, don't stop. No, I won't. I won't. I will continue going. I really enjoy streaming. It's been really cool to see how things are morphing. A lot of things have kind of changed behind the scenes the past couple days, and I like where things are going. I like the vibe that we're feeling in here this evening. And I am going to be streaming next Monday. The topic is what is love? That's been determined already. We're going to be talking about love. I didn't even think about the fact that it was Valentine's Day. It's just something that was requested in the chat, and I thought it was a great idea. So good job, people who requested the what is love topic. And then on Valentine's Day, I'll be going live as well. If you want some company, you do not have to spend Valentine's Day alone. If you've got a honey, feel free to cozy up with us on Wednesday night. Like I said, I'll be going live around uh, sometime between 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I know that's a really large time window, but I never know what time Kevin's going to get done. And I piggyback off of his stream. He normally ends between 4 and 5, but he has gone as late as 6 Pacific Standard Time. So as we wind down here, I'll just remind you I will be here next Monday and Wednesday, Valentine's Day. So please feel free to join us. It's always great to have your company. All are welcome. Yes, absolutely. All are welcome, no matter. And that's what we were talking about. We're all so different, no matter what your cultural background is, no matter what kind of medical care you're receiving. Are you on MAT? Are you taking mental health meds? You're welcome here. You're a part of this community, and we're glad you're here. And culture is included in that too. No matter what cultural background you have, this is an inclusive environment. It's a judgment-free zone, and we're so happy that you're here. Artem says, heck yeah, Tara, you've been doing an excellent job. I'm sure your wrench people will come back. There's some serious trolls for this. We'll see, Artem, we'll see. Uh, sometimes in life, we have seasons with people, and all seasons come to an end, you know? So I'm looking forward to seeing how things how things continue to transpire on this channel. I have so loved the conversation this evening. Anne Marie, thank you for being so vulnerable. I'm so happy that you got to open up and release some emotion that was stored in there. Artem, you've shared some fantastic experience with us tonight. I just think it's so wild that of all the people who could have been in here tonight, you two shared an experience that was so similar to one another, and that to me um, feels divine. I don't know about y'all personally, what your spiritual beliefs are, but seems divine to me, and I was happy to have witnessed that and to have been a part of it. Schoolboy Kai. No, I don't celebrate American holidays, even though I'm American. Schoolboy Kai. I don't even know how I feel about holidays. It just happens to be February 14th, and I'll probably title it just like I did on December 25th. I titled it "It's December 25th. How was your day?" So I might just do something similar for February 14th because my parents don't celebrate any of the holidays either, including Valentine's Day. So I'm happy that we decided to talk about what is love on Monday, the live stream on Monday night, because I think doing that on that's going to be February 12th, is going to feel better to me. And then February 14th can be just that, February 14th. Schoolboy Kai, I will stop by on Valentine's Day. You are a cool person on the internet. Right on, Schoolboy Kai. I'm honored and humbled that you would share something like that with me. I will be here, and I'm hoping that we'll have a cool little group of people just like we had tonight here as well. Random shorts. I'm in and out of recovery now, but TR underscore. I wonder if that was an incomplete thought or if this is an acronym. Random shorts. I understand. I get it, man or woman. I don't know if you're a man or a woman or how you identify. I'm not sure how you identify by your name, but it's okay that you're in and out of recovery. You're welcome here. Yeah, Heather, exactly. Synchronicity. Yup. Yup. It was perfect timing that we would all be in the same place at the same time tonight. And I'm glad that you're here, Heather. It's always nice to see you. I know you're so busy. I know everybody here has stuff going on. And so the fact that y'all took time out of your evening to be here is freaking awesome. I'll just say it. Schoolboy Kai says you're welcome. All right, y'all. I want to give you all an opportunity to get any last thoughts here because the plane is landing. We done buckled up our seat belts for landing a while ago. The trays are stowed. Um, we're coming down here, winding things down. So If you've got anything that you want to share, please feel free to share it, no matter what it is. And let's see. Let me look at my notes and make sure I touched all the topics that I wanted. Yeah, I think I did. I think I did. A lot of exciting stuff happening. Mombi, I don't know if you're still in here, but I'm really, really excited for you and this opportunity that you have coming up to present this bill to the state legislature. I think that's what you said. That's really exciting. I want to hear how that goes. And what else? Again, I just want to express some heartfelt gratitude to everybody that came here tonight, hung out. I really appreciate you. Kiva. Hey, Kiva, welcome back. Nice to see you again. Hella late, but hope all is well here today and tomorrow and the next time and the next. Yep, there's going to be all that. There's going to be a next time, a next time, a next. Like, there'll be all of that. So, and Mr. Merka Bastak? Merka Bastak? Can I call you Mr. McMurka? I've just been brought here. Right on. I'm so glad to see you, Mr. McMurka Bastic. Hopefully I get to learn your real name eventually. I'm just getting to know people in this community. I'm just getting a start. So if you're just joining, I am a peer support specialist. I am trained to provide peer support to people in recovery from substance misuse and mental health conditions. But we were talking about stuff that wasn't even related to that tonight. It was more just a peer support group for life in general this evening. I love the supportive environment that we're building here. And I couldn't do it without all of you here. Random Shorts was awesome and shared that they're in and out of recovery right now. And that's totally fine. Like, everybody is welcome here, regardless of how you view your recovery at this point in time. And like the title said, we are all so different. And something I didn't mention tonight, but I'll say it now. I've said it before, but I'll say it again, is that recovery is something that is self-defined. So if you want to, personally, I think once in recovery, sort of potential to always be in recovery, if that so tickles one's fancy. That's my perspective on it. And there's no requirement that you be, like, quote unquote in recovery to participate in this channel. I'm very, very glad that you're here. Schoolboy Kai, how is life in California? Life is pretty darn good. We've been getting a lot of rain here, which was very, very welcomed. It was a big storm came through recently, and we loved it. I loved it anyway. I guess I can't speak for everybody, but I really like California quite a bit. I know that it gets dogged on quite a bit, but I enjoy it. I'm very blessed to be here. I am blessed. Amy, have a relaxing evening, y'all. Be kind to yourself. Mombi, I really appreciate you stopping in this evening. Always nice to see you, and I really wish you the best. I'll be looking forward to hearing how it goes for you. Is everything good? I think you're talking about in California. I mean, not everything's good. There's drawbacks. It's not perfect. Nowhere's perfect. Like, we have a lot of different types of personalities here. We deal with a lot living here in California, but I love it. I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it for anything. If I could live anywhere in the world, I have goosebumps. If I could live anywhere in the world right now, I would live exactly where I live right now. Mr. McMurk or Luke. Okay, your name must be Luke. Okay, Mr. McMurk. Mc McMurk. Mr. McMurk. I might just keep calling you Mr. McMurk because it's fun, but I can also call you Luke. I'll do my best to remember. That's one of the advantages of having a small channel that you're just starting, is that it's more manageable to remember who comes through. So, Mr. McMurk, I will do my best to remember that you are Luke, and it is very nice to meet you. I am so glad that you found us this evening. We are getting ready to wind down the plane, or to land the plane, excuse me. We are landing the plane and we're winding down. I was just giving everybody a chance to speak their final piece, get any last questions or comments in, and we're going to wrap it up for this evening. Again, Luke, I'm so glad that you found us. Heather, I appreciate you having this space. It has been supportive. Yeah, tonight's been awesome. Thank you, Heather. There's no way some of these new people are your mods trolling you. I call BS. I I don't think so, Artem. I think that these people who are just walking in are finding us at just the right time because of what Heather said. I do believe in synchronicity, and I'm so glad that everybody that's coming in right now has been able to find us. Luke, Mr. McMurk says that's where I am, was just doing breath work and have had struggles with recovery. Okay. Okay, Luke. Well, thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate that you feel comfortable enough to share something like that with us. I also love that you do breath work, by the way. I think that shows a really um, self-aware perspective that you would even spend your time on something like that. So that's awesome. I just want to commend you for that. And in terms of what you said about your recovery, you're on the journey, man. We're all on the journey. I was struggling pretty hard a few months ago, as is evident in my videos from a few months ago. But I'm happy to report that today I'm feeling pretty good. And the level of support that I have felt in this live stream in particular this evening has been awesome. So if there's anything I can leave you with as we land the plane here, I want to leave you with some hope that things can get better. They've definitely got better for me in the past few months, and I'm so thankful. We'll be here next Monday and Wednesday if you want to come hang out. It would be great to see you again and to hear an update on how your recovery is going. If you want to call it a recovery, you don't even have to use that word. That's okay with me. Artem, I hope you're all real. This has been great. I agree, Artem. It's been awesome. Great. Glad you're happy. Schoolboy Kai, me too. It's really nice. Amory, I hope you're all real too, but if not, the placebo effect is real. Indeed, it is. Right on, Tara. Thanks, Heather. Luke says, I'll see you some other time. Yep, Luke, I hope that that's true. Feel free to watch the restream. feel free to roll through on Monday or Wednesday. I'll be here. God willing, and the creek don't rise, or universe willing, whatever you want to call it, higher power. I'll be here. Cheers to real people. I believe you, Anne, says Artem. Magical is how everything finds me. I like that, Luke. I like that a lot. And I really like your username too. Artem, everyone hit like to show the mods that Tara's totally got this without them. Thanks, Artem. I appreciate you very much. And yeah, if you haven't hit that like button, I forget all the time to ask people to like it. I just get so in the flow of the interaction and the conversation. So Artem, proudly ignorant, I really appreciate you reminding people and me to say, please hit that like button. It really does help, and it's free. Kiva, likewise, I'm terrible with names, better with faces, so I almost scrolled on, but glad took a second look, because then I was like, oh, hey, is that dope? It's that dope authentic girl. So Valentine's Day, next time you're going live, actually next Monday, the 12th, will be the next time that I go live. We're going to be talking about love. I did not plan it that way because of Valentine's Day. It's just something that we came up with in the chat. It felt right. And so what is love is the topic on Monday. And then I'm feeling super good right now. I don't know what the vibe is that y'all are putting out, but I'm feeling it and I'm digging it. So Wednesday on Valentine's Day, I'll also be going live. Monday, I go live at 4:15 Pacific Standard Time. Wednesday, I go on after a friend of mine ends his live stream, which is usually around 4:30, 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. So Wednesday, it ebbs and flows, and Monday, it'll be at 4:15. I will be here. We'll show them tools. And Luke retracted a message. Oh man, I wish I could see that message. I'm curious about what you had to say, but maybe it was a typo or something. All right, folks. As who is Porky Pig who said ibita ibita? That's all, folks. So it has been a real pleasure speaking with you as always. As we land the plane here, I just want to tell you all how much I appreciate you, how great I think the stream was tonight. If you didn't see the whole thing, it might be worth checking out if you're interested. Luke says, you can sniff out AI. You can sniff out AI. I said, oh, okay. Right, and I could you can, and I don't think any of this is Al. I like to call AI Al. I don't think any of it's Al. Kiva says, oh, yep, right on. Man, I hate having a word limit on this thing, for real. I'll catch you later, though, girly. Have a good night, you lovely, beautiful souls. You know what? There is a Discord meeting. I almost forgot to mention it, and I don't have any moderators in here to plug it. So let's see if I can pull it up really quick as we wind down here. If you're interested in the Thursday meeting, it's tomorrow in Discord. We can meet face to face. Bear with me while I pull it up here. Feel free to bail too, because I'm just winding down here, but I am going to post this link if I can find it. There we go. So we have a really non-conventional recovery meeting on Thursday nights at Pacific Standard Time. Or, of course now it's downloading. Well, how about this? If you're interested in the recovery meeting, I'll make a community post tomorrow because my Discord is updating right now. Keep an eye out, like subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and tomorrow I will send out a community post with the link to the Discord meeting. If that is something that interests you, meeting face to face with some people who frequent this community, then I will send you the link tomorrow and you are absolutely welcome to join. Feel free to share it with anybody who might be interested as well. Luke edited his caps to not look like Al. Right on. I like calling it Al. Oh, that's how Discord works. I didn't even know. That's cool. Yeah, Kiva, if you're interested, I'll send out the link on my community post tomorrow because I think Discord is. Oh, nope, it's opening. Y'all, if you're interested, I might be able to post the link right now if it actually opens. Well, maybe that's not going to happen. It might just not be meant to be. Oh, we're in, folks. We are in. All right, I'm going to post this link for you all. Here we go. Thanks for bearing with me. Okay, so here's the Discord link. If anybody's interested in joining us tomorrow night at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, there's the link for you right there. That is my friend, my good friend, Rachel's Discord server, and we meet there every Thursday night. It's a non-conventional recovery meeting, super fun, super informal. I really enjoy it, and it would be great to see you there. So click the link, get in there, show up tomorrow at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And Anne Marie says, I don't know if that helps. Anne Marie, everything helps. I just appreciate that you're here. Artem says, I'll be there for the tomato on the Discord tomorrow. It'd be great to see more people join. It's awesome. I 100% agree, Artem. It's been really fun to get this thing going, to kind of see it transform from a more, it started as a more traditional type of recovery meeting. And now we're talking about different concepts that don't really come up in recovery meetings often. And I've been to a lot of them. So hopefully we see you there tomorrow at the Discord link that was just posted tomorrow at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. On that note, I love you all so very much. Again, it has been a pleasure as always, and I hope to talk with you soon.